that if somebody has an issue, we can call in, and they will get on that issue and fix it. The ticketing side of it, very good technical side, which he can dial or not dial, have access to. We can remote in ourselves and see the whole process, see the history of the problem, and find out where we're at with the process. The other thing that both can provide is a good breakdown for budgeting purposes and billing. Because we are dealing with the township side and the fire department, the billing would need to be split appropriately and accordingly. So after this morning's meetings, we're down to two vendors. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have before we. I believe I emailed out this afternoon a spreadsheet of the price breakdown. I didn't see a need in sending out the services that they can provide because they can provide very similar services. So you have before you the price breakdown.
Gentlemen, if you would just give me a second, I'll share this information.
What we're going to be looking for is a consensus to give Mr. McCarthy the contract so that he may review those before we make a final recommendation to the board.
Gentlemen, you're working in cooperation with, I would imagine, Ms. Messmer on all of this?
Yes.
Okay. And is it my understanding that the exact breakdown between township and fire department's not yet been solidified? Would that be a...
Correct.
Okay.
I think we have a pretty good idea.
Yeah, you have a kind of a rough idea
Yes.
where that's going? Okay. And I had asked you just recently a couple of things that I wanted to make public so it could be put in public record. All of the vendors that you're looking at the present time, as far as their on-site service to the township, are all going to average about 2 days per week. Is that a true statement?
That is a true statement.
Okay. I just want to make sure we're comparing apples and apples.
16 hours. When we say 2
Right.
days, I think
Well, I'm
we're
saying
looking at
16 hours. Right.
And it averages out over the year to be 16 hours. And depending on what they need to do at the front end, those hours may be heavy towards the front end, but as you work through the year, those hours will decrease so that we're back to that average of 16 hours a week. That's on site.
Right.
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 I think that with that, we need to look at the pricing, and the pricing that we've been given that you have before you that is what they're saying they're going to bill us.
Right.
If they underestimate it, they need it.
Right.
And that was from our meetings this morning. We posed that question.
Okay.
That was the answer.
Okay.
And we also understand that we'll have some special projects along the way. That's not included in those projected costs.
Over and above.
But we will be given estimates or quotes as to what those special projects might cost.
Right. Right. Okay. Okay. And as you know, my focus was on the on-site services more than the remote, the dialing in, the problem tickets, and all the other things that we can do to get things resolved. I like somebody to be on-site. So I want to know, how much on-site are we going to get for our money?
We're going to get as much as we need.
Okay.
So that we can get and as the Assistant Chief said in the beginning, there'll be a lot more hours.
Up front.
Yes.
Up front. And then as we go along, and I think you've already indicated that 2 of the 3 vendors that we're talking about here in the spreadsheet have Firehouse experience with their software.
Correct.
And the other one did not. Okay. And you're looking this evening for a consensus to proceed for Mr. McCarthy to review the contracts.
Correct.
And then what?
And then once he reviews the contracts and we submit those to Ms. Messmer for her to review as well, then we'll come back to the trustees with a recommendation as to who we would recommend for the position. position.
And at the same time, we're also going to give our current provider a shot at this as well.
Absolutely.
Right, okay. Okay, I don't have any further questions.
Have you all provided Mr. Quigley with copies of these documents? Someone? Just want to make sure.
I will.
Yes.
You have? Okay, great. Just want to make sure Mr. Quigley has copies of these. So is there then a consensus to allow the chief to proceed and to allow Mr. McCarthy to proceed with preparing the
Looking over.
examining the contracts and proposals? Is there consensus?
Yes.
Okay. In order to be reflected in this
Yes.
consensus. Thank you for your presentation and for your hard work on this project.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Okay, next issue we have under old business as an item that Township Administrator brought forward. Ms. Messmer, do you wish to speak to this issue?
We have had proposals and discussions with Andy Frank. There are two programs that we can choose between to work through the next year. One is to remain where we are with some additional steps in the Bureau of Workers' Comp's 10-step business plan program. That engenders more work for the township as well as possibly an additional person, a training officer who would take over as a safety officer as well. That would garner about a $22,000 rebate based on our premium that's projected for 2010. The other program is called a group retrospective rating program that Andy is suggesting we may want to participate with other townships of similar experience and take a different approach to the prospect. It can either gain $22,000 to $40,000 rebate, or in the light of maybe a worse experience as far as injuries among that specific group of people, we could end up, worst case, with a 15% increase in premium for next year. We would make a one-year commitment to participate in that one, and based on probably the group right now is 5 townships strong. He's looking